Sloss and Humphries on the road.
Muggins and cream and muggins, straight thuggin', living the dream.
That's our intro.
Fucking muggles.
Tickling the clit inside your head that makes you laugh. They said it can't be done.
Are we in the same seats?
That's hack.
Ah, muggles.
Accidental rim job in the park.
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
Or am I just being cynical?
Muggled it up on fucking Mugglepedia.
Where have you been since 9/11?
Alright, here we go. This is live and direct from Perth, Australia. This is Muggins with no cream, but one sugar. Hi, sugar.
One sugar.
Yeah, that's you.
I guess that is good, because on our anniversary, you should call me like nice names like that.
Yeah.
It is our 5-year Facebook anniversary today.
It is. Yeah, you shared it like a muggle.
Shared it like a muggle. Straight out there.
Muggle.
But I was trying to put out a third picture with it, which of course we didn't. When like on one of the first nights we went out, you rested your penis on a sleeping man's head in Copperface Jack's in Dublin.
Well, Copperface Jack's been a nightclub.
Being a nightclub in Dublin.
The
Yep.
scummiest nightclub in Dublin.
Amazing. So much fun.
Well, you know what? He was asleep and I have a penis.
That's true. Oh no, listen.
You know what I mean?
Listen, I'm not saying you made a mistake.
But it is the night we met.
It is a night we met. So I was trying to frantically find that picture, but
Yeah,
instead...
you took a photo of it.
Yeah, took a photo of it.
And, you're going to post it on Facebook today.
We were just going to see. I wonder if they would have taken it down.
I mean, you would have put...
Would your penis has been recognisable as a penis in a grid photo format?
I mean, it would have probably been like... Yeah, there would have been so much masturbation going on that like the productivity of every country in Europe would have went down.
Yeah.
GDP of the
YouPorn would have had like issued a new report going, wow, searches. On
How are we getting the least hits? Because
Yeah.
because it turns out it's your Facebook page is getting all the traffic.
But there'd be so many porn bots through my Facebook page
So
who want a bit of muggles action.
So I put my flaccid penis in a man's ear. I sexually assaulted a dude. Actually, I'm on the run.
Yeah, technically that's why we're in Australia.
I could actually be like if he'd known about that, or if he found out about that, I'm probably going to end up like on some kind of sex offenders register.
Yeah, if that was
I fucked a man in the ear.
Well, you see,
in his
technically,
sleep.
so that was 5 years ago when nobody was as PC as they are now. So 5 years ago, that was just a bit of banter. If you did that now,
The
there'd be a
millennials
march.
millennials would have a
Millennials have a
strung up
march. There'd be a hashtag for it. There'd be a meme going around.
meme.
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 All over the place. Look, listen, let's focus on something that this is now our 4th attempt at doing this podcast.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't introduced you properly because you've already had so many practices.
Yeah.
This is Andrew Stanley, fellow comedian, and the guy who lost his shit on mushrooms in the Amsterdam episode of the podcast.
That's who I am.
This is Andrew Stanley. And we've attempted this a couple of times, but we've had to no avail. It turns out I'm not very good at being a straight man.
You're not very good at being a straight man. Technically gifted in any way when it comes to equipment, mechanical equipment. Are you checking if your microphone is on?
I mean, I've made that mistake before.
It'd be amazing if you hadn't had it on and it's just me answering questions and then silence for 10 seconds going, anyway, yeah, so you had your penis in an ear. Oh, God.
If that had happened, I think I would have just like edited out the silences where I'm talking and just made it like...
So just me like a psycho.
And then I turn the mic on just to go, this is the guy that lost his mind on mushrooms.
Yeah.
He's at it again.
This is a straight direct recording from Amsterdam.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been in Perth. We both landed at the same time, so I guess we're here. We left a week ago today.
Yeah.
We actually left probably exactly a week ago.
Yeah, I arrived. So it's so confusing. This whole.
I arrived Thursday at 4 a.m. and you arrived Thursday at 6 a.m.
Yeah, Thursday morning. What day is it? Today, Wednesday.
Today's Tuesday.
Tuesday. So that's when you left. It takes 30 hours to get here.
It takes 30 hours. Yeah.
It took me 30, and then the time zone boosts to 8 hours.
Exactly. Yeah. So you pick up 2 days essentially.
Do you know what it did to me though? Like, normally people get jet lag.
Yeah.
I live my life like a teenager. Like, I'll get up at like 1 p.m.
You're like Billy Whiz now.
I get up at like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Like, all it's done is give me a normal person's sleeping pattern. I've been going to the gym, going on bike rides.
Yeah, I'm the same. Yeah, like I get up at 6 o'clock this morning, and I was talking to somebody back home, and I was like, it's actually a little bit cold because it's only 17 degrees here this morning at 6 a.m., which is obviously roasting. And I was like, oh, I might get up or whatever. And then she was like, isn't this the perfect time to go for a run? So at 6:30 this morning, I went for a 6K run.
Still hot.
And it was actually okay. It was okay.
Because when I'm on my bike, I feel like God's got a magnifying glass and he's chasing an ant across the pavement.
Yeah.
You know you're chasing a stray ant to try and burn it with your glass.
But the thing is now, it is just hit. That's the thing. It's been like very tolerable weather-wise. You know what I mean? Like late 20s, kind of 20, 26, 27.
Yeah.
But we just we had lunch just there, and then we walked back to my house, which is a 6-minute walk, I would
I
say.
felt like I'd had a big bowl of cancer by the time I got home.
Yeah,
big
exactly.
steamy bowl of cancer. Just caused,
6-minute walk in 32 degrees.
I think there's a hole in the ozone layer as well, so like
It's all around here, yeah.
so like
really,
all the UV rays just get through and just torch you. It's not like
Yeah.
being in 36 degrees somewhere else.
No, it's
Here
not like being
like
36 like in Spain where it's like dry heat or something like that because it's humid as well. It's horrible. Then tomorrow it's going to be 37 and then the next day 39.
So we've just talked about the weather for the first 5 minutes of the podcast.
That's all we're doing now.
That's what we're
That's
doing.
the way it is.
You know what? You know what? Right, I'm going to stand up because I want to do an experiment. You know,
I don't think you have to tell them.
No, I need to tell them I'm standing up.
Okay.
Because right, if you're listening in England, you stand up now.
Oh,
Right?
me? Okay.
No, not you. If,
Oh,
it's
okay.
the listener in England. If you're standing up and I'm standing up, we're opposite directions. Like seriously, if you teleported me to where you are now, I'd fall on my head. Like we're upside down. Just think about that for a second. Like,
no.
it's easy to say, like, oh, we're down under and all that, but we really are. Like, if you took the distance of the Earth between me and the other person on the podcast,
but why are you only focusing on Australia? Why don't you go, hey, you know what? When I'm in America, I'm leaning to the left. When I'm in Africa, I'm kind of at an angle.
Because this is pure. It's because it's absolute. You know, it would be a little bit contrived.
You're not upside down. They're upside down.
Well, we're both, like, opposite directions. Up and down is a human concept.
Actually, technically right now, because the time it is here, nobody's standing up. They're just lying
in
down
bed.
and sleeping.
Oh, yeah. And if I get them to stand up, then it's going to be a different time. And I'm
It'll be a different time.
going to be lying down.
Yeah, I don't think podcasts aren't live.
Right.
Listen, aside from the numerous basic flaws in your plan, there's actual flaws.
All right, here's another plan. What if you drilled right through the earth?
Okay.
Right, but you like had a good infrastructure, so like it wouldn't collapse. Right.
Okay.
So you drill right through the earth, and you've got like steel, like supporting the earth so it doesn't crumble.
Steel.
Right.
Do you think steel's going to get you there?
No. Hear me out. So you find a way to core through the core of the earth.
Okay.
Where I know it's dead hot and stuff, but you
It's a
will
little
use,
bit hot. It's
we'll use
more-
technology.
It's more than 31.
Right, and just make a perfect tube all the way from the top and bottom.
Yeah.
Let's make it like 10 meters wide in in a circle.
Okay.
10 meters wide. Radius? Diameter?
Radius.
Yeah. Right?
Diameter.
And then I'm going to leap in, right? Hopefully,
Okay.
I'll do a good leap so I'm not bouncing off the walls all the way down.
Yeah, you
That
don't
would
be
suck,
silly, yeah.
Right? But I just leap in and I'm just like straight lining it. Just like, you know what you do on Wet n Wild where you cross your legs and you put your hands on your chest and you're like, wee! Right? I'm not going to fly out the other end, am I? Is there going to be a point where I go past the middle of the earth, keep on going, and it'll be like being on a bungee cord, and then I'll be like,
And actually
and then fall forwards again.
That kind of makes, that's more scientifically accurate, I think, than the first thing of being upside down and all that. I think,
Oh, well,
I think
that's
I think-
100% scientifically like, if I disapparated to
Yeah.
England right now, I'd land on my head because I'm the wrong way up to be in England. Like,
I don't think it would land on your head because they'd account for gravity and things like that.
Oh, the disapparation do?
Yeah, of course. Steve.
Steve,
That's his name.
the technician from disapparation.
I don't know.
I don't even know where we're going now.
But I think if you went down the tube, you would get to like the center, then you'd go past the center, but then you would start falling back towards the center again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh shit! And then once you settle,
You'd just be going up and down. It'd be like
Yeah.
you'd be like one of those, like the door, the things on the side of the door that goes. You'd be like the middle part of that.
so once I go up and down and up and down and up and down and get less and less and annoying, and then
Yeah.
I end up in the middle and I'm just vibrating a little bit. God, I wish this would stop.
Yeah,
Then I'd just be hovering there.
yeah.
How do I get out?
Now you're done. It's game over. I mean, thankfully you wouldn't have to worry about that because the magma would have gotten through the steel. So you'd definitely be dead.
Look, I just throw down a winch.
It was just a winch. Just lower you
Just
down.
a
Just
winch.
lower you down. Pull you back up whenever you're ready. I mean, it's a good theory.
Oh, fuck. Do you know what? We're going to get so many tweets with like, nah, that wouldn't happen.
Yeah. I think there'll be one scientist guy going, let me tell you what, actually, the gravity pull at the centre is actually put off by the numerous plates throughout the globe.
And some people can't handle a hypothetical either.
Yeah.
They'll be like, well, it would collapse. Like,
Well,
no, hypothetical.
There's
But
no way you could dig straight down like that.
Oh, you'd probably hit rock. Shut up. You fucking shut up. Whoever you are. That's how I feel about you.
That is classic Brian.
Oh, Brian.
Brian, what a dick.
Brian got in touch when me and Sloss done Jason Manford's Absolute Radio Show.
Right.
And it was one about like Twitter can answer any question. So I just like off the fucking just knee-jerk a question about if you made a tube from the sea all the way to the moon, would the difference in pressure mean it would like siphon, like, you know, if you siphon petrol out of the car when you're trying to like steal petrol? Like, 'cause you always do that, don't you?
Oh, that's the only way to travel, even when I don't have a car.
Would it siphon it all the way to the moon? And so many people on Twitter were just like, no, the tube wouldn't have the structural integrity. And you're like, oh man, what I'm thinking about. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah.
I want to know if in theory it's going to work. Apparently no. I think
no.
I can't remember.
But these are the same type of people who, when the Channel Tunnel would have been a discussion point, they would have gone, the pressure from the water will never, it'll just collapse the bridge. Yeah. It would just collapse it entirely. But now it's there now. Yeah, but it's obviously different. And it's like, no, you just didn't have the imagination.
Yeah. Like, oh, well, if he said he was going to use that type of concrete, well, that would have made complete sense.
I didn't realise he was using Devon concrete. Everybody knows that's structurally sound under a pressure situation of water.
Which I still can't get my head around bridges.
Yeah.
I've been up in Scotland for the last...
Kevin
Bridges. Yeah. I can't understand. Where is saying,
what is going on?
What does Dinny Ken mean? I was up in Scotland and they're building a new Forth Bridge across the Forth, and it's a fucking masterpiece, and it's going up, and I'm just like, how does that work? It's things like bridges and the Channel Tunnel and stuff like that makes us think, oh, this is just all a computer game and we're all zeros and ones and it's all programming.
Yeah.
Because the laws of physics have been overridden just for this to exist.
Well, no, the laws of physics have been perfectly followed. That's why it works.
I get that. Like, all I'm doing is like saying I'm too stupid to ever understand that I'm just going to write it off as we must be programming.
I don't know if I wouldn't say that. I'd say you just haven't looked it up. I think if you looked it up, you'd be able to understand it.
Well, how the bridges work.
Yeah, I think if you looked up the structural integrity of something like the Forth Bridge and what was being used, what laws of physics were being used, you'd go, oh yeah, okay, that's cool.
It's all triangles as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all angles, it's all pressure, it's all like, that's what the beams are for and things like that, yeah.
It's like planes taking off as well. I just accept it, like the plane will take off and I get the aerofoil.
Well, that's
thing.
magic.
And I've like, when I was at Air Cadets where I got taught what aerofoil was on a wing and how it worked and the air going underneath.
The lift.
But at the end of the day, it's still just air, and that's made of fucking metal. It's massive.
Well, you know, there's always that bit. You know, when you're on a plane and you're taking off and it goes down the runway and then it hits that bump which lifts the front wheel up. I'm always like, do I trust something that needs a little speed bump? You know what I mean? Like, give us a boost. Like, if you can't climb a wall without a boost, don't climb the wall. You know what I mean? That's what it is with a plane. You need a little bump to just get the wheel off the ground.
Always look out the window as we're taking off, and I say always, now and again. And
I've done it once. I've never been in a plane.
I did it once. I like to imagine that flying was a brand new concept, and this was like the first time it's been attempted or whatever. So when we take off, like, just get the buzz of we're flying,
yeah,
and just look out the window as if it's never been done before, and we're like taking a punt on it.
Yeah,
because that happened once. The Wright brothers must have had that feeling when the aeroplane took off, and they were like, "Fuck, what theory worked?
We're doing it.
We're flying.
Yeah, exactly.
We're flying. It's amazing." So yeah, I try and like clear my mind of all history of flight and just enjoy the flight as if it's the first time it's been taken off.
The adventures you must go on in your head.
And then when the woman comes along with the coffee, I just imagine I've never had coffee before.
You just imagine coffee hasn't been a thing.
I mean, I've got...
you imagine coffee's never even been a thing. You're the first person ever drinking coffee. We found these in South America.
What is this elixir of awakeness?
We found these beans on our travels.
That's what I'm trying to say, is I've got dementia. And that's why I keep forgetting to turn the mic on.
You've got a great imagination. That's what you mean.
There was a thing about... I bought the programme when I went to see Penn and Teller.
Oh, yeah,
live, and there was just like a couple of just little neat magic tricks you can try on your own, and one of them was just this like kind of curveball of a magic trick, and it was like close your eyes and imagine someone that you really love, someone really close to you has died, and then like think about that and get like upset about it for a few minutes, then open your eyes and remember that they're alive. And it's like, it gives you a proper rush and a buzz.
Yeah.
It gives you a rush and a buzz, but it probably sucks when you're imagining them dead.
Yeah, of course. And then what happens? Like, do they have a card in their pocket or something like that?
And then the guy has this your card, and it's like you have to pull it out your fucking brother's ashes.
Right. Okay.
Like,
and then it just
like,
says he's still alive.
He's dead.
Love card tricks. Adam Bloom. I was on with Adam Bloom before I came over here, and I didn't know he was like a card magician.
Yeah. Do you know Carey is as well? Who I'm living with?
Yeah. I knew Carey was. Yeah, and then Adam, like, it was funny. So I was like, I'd watched this David Blaine thing, just randomly watched it the week beforehand. And I was like, oh, he did this one trick with that actress Olivia Wilde. You know, she's in Tron and tons and tons of movies. Anyway. Yeah. So he did this one trick where he gives her the cards, and they're normal 52 cards. And then he goes, okay, now you deal these how you want them. Put red to the left, black to the right. Now don't look at them, but obviously whenever you think there's a red or a black, do it. So she starts dealing. She's like left, right, left, right, left, right. And then he stopped and go, hold on 1 second. That one's wrong. Move one over. And you go left, right. And she dealt 26 and 26. 26 red, 26 black, right? And that's a trick I'm like, amazing. And that's what the type of thing I'm like, I don't even want to know how. Yeah, I've no idea. So I was saying that in Bloom, like I was like, oh, he just done like 3 tricks for me. And then I told him that one. And he goes, you know, you've just kind of gone, oh, those are great. Let me tell you about one that's really great. Like it was such a kind of a...
He took it personally.
Yeah, I didn't even...
overthink it.
And then an hour later, did that trick to me.
Did he?
Yeah, he did it to me. And he was like, and he goes, that's one of the oldest tricks. Like, it's amazing. I was going, so the card tricks like that, they're unbelievable.
Are they learnable, or do you need a talent?
That one, you definitely need a talent, apparently. He taught Joe Rowntree one that night.
Yeah.
He taught Joe Rowntree 2 that night. One was decent, and the second one was fantastic, where you literally... imagine 2 cards, and he just took them out of the deck. So that was like, that's another one where you're just going, I don't want to know how. I don't know how you did it, you know.
Yeah.
But he said Adam reckons he knows about. He said he knows like he knows hundreds of tricks, you know. But he said he knows about 10 that are like his forte. Yeah, they're the gold ones that he can do better than most people and better than a lot of magicians, you know. Yeah.
Adam done this trick on me where he looked in my eyes and stole my heart.
Oh, yeah, no, he did that to me as well.
Did he?
He never gave it back. He's so many hearts.
You got 8 hearts.
8
of hearts.
Oh, God.
Fuck. Kerry was telling us about like sometimes like when in the magic trade, like sometimes the biggest reactions you'll get will be off an accident. Like there was a guy who had this thing where like he had a cigarette that disappeared or something that was up his sleeve, but then like when he was doing something else, it accidentally flew out of his sleeve and ended up in a woman's cleavage.
Right.
And then like no one had spotted it, and he ended up like pandering for a little bit, and then got out to check her tits.
And it was just
like,
there.
The thing's there, but he totally fluked it. But then like
he made it into a thing. Yeah.
Then they just walk away. It's like fucking mind's absolutely blown.
Yeah.
But he just.
But of course he's like, I can never do that again.
Yeah, I'll never be able to do it again. Have you heard that one about the guy who? It was something to do with there's a guy selected out the audience. I can't remember who the magician is, but at the end of it, they open the curtains and his car's on the stage, and they're like, "Is this your car?"
Oh my
it's
God,
actually his
amazing,
car,
amazing.
right? But what had happened is there was a team of people that were like following him round in the interval, and like took his car keys out of his pockets, actually pickpocketed him,
Incredible.
went and got his car out of the thing, like off the ticket list, off the valet park, well, not be valet, otherwise I wouldn't have it, and then like got his car and brought it along to the back of the gig.
Amazing.
And then managed to pickpocket the keys back into his pocket. So he had his keys, so when he came on the stage, the reveal was that he had to press his doof out of his pocket.
To make it seem, tell people know it's his car.
It's his car. And it was just the lengths they went to make that happen.
Yeah,
so it looks like magic, and you're just like, nah, they've just fucking really went
It's just
all
influence.
out.
Well, it's like I love all those Darren Brown shows.
Yeah.
You know, like the ones like the making a hero and things like that, where he changed the guy's life and he made him land the plane at 40,000 feet. Have you ever seen that one?
Nah.
Like he does like an emergency landing of a plane. This guy who's like does not outgoing at all, and he literally is in this guy's life for a month and a half solidly. Like he has control of his phone. He has control. Like he's everything. There's billboards on his way to work. There's like things get delivered. He has like a BBC News app that they've doctored, so it sends news stories that make him go, "Whoa, my God, what is this?" You know, it's all. And it's that thing of just going, God, the amount of work and effort that goes into something like that. Yeah. And then it is, I guess it is revealed, so you see what it is. But there's also parts where you're just going, it's still incredible. Like, it's still unbelievable, the power that that one individual can have. You know what I mean? To come up with that concept. Yeah. It's incredible. I love all stuff like that.
Have you heard Pete Holmes' routine about magic?
No.
He's not about like it must suck being a magician because there's no response for watching magic. Like when you're watching comedy,
Yeah.
like everyone's response is to laugh when they hear a joke.
Yeah.
But when you see the magic happening, it's like I bet they wish there was just something where they'd all sat there going magic.
Yeah. They all had a uniform on.
Which as well, let's he's one of my biggest recommendations as a comedian. He's on Spotify. Pete Holmes. The show on Spotify is called Nice Try the Devil.
Right.
It's one of the funniest things ever.
Pete is great. He's
So
really good.
If anyone's looking for anything to do after this podcast, fucking get straight in
They
there.
won't want to do anything after this. They'll all start digging in their gardens trying to get to Australia.
Speaking of Australia, let's. I've been cycling past this indoor skydiving centre every day.
Yeah,
right?
top of the road.
I've done my research. So there's an indoor skydiving centre. So you go in, there's like a big wind tunnel that like fans you up, and you can skydive indoors.
Actually, if you did that,
It's-
technically it would be like if you were in the centre of the earth.
Yeah, it would be. That's exactly what would happen. It's cheaper to skydive.
Actually, skydive.
It's cheaper to skydive.
Why,
than
how much is it? How
to
much is
use
that?
it. Fuck knows. It was the lads at the gym just told us.
Really?
'Cause I was on about the indoor skydiving thing. He was like, "Yeah, but you do know it's cheaper to skydive."
I
than
saw
use
a
indoor
price,
skydiving stuff."
weirdly enough, really randomly. I was printing something off in like a backpacker hostel the other day, and I saw an ad for skydiving. It was $249.
Serious.
Yeah, it
Just
can't be
gonna
more
be more than
expensive than that for the indoor one.
But maybe it's like a full day. 'Cause, like, you're going to get more than one attempt on it.
Right,
and all that
right.
stuff.
Or
So-
this one's like half an hour or something.
yeah, and maybe you're just scared of heights, but you want to do a skydive.
Yeah.
Would
that's
that
what it
work?
is. Yeah, that's
I don't
what
know.
it's for.
For pussies.
It's for people who just don't like planes.
It's like, I mean, I've had a look around while I've been in Perth. The sky everywhere. They need to build some sky in a building.
Yeah, it is. Actually, I guess that's what it is. It's for it's like speed skydiving, like a 30-minute skydiving experience.
It's probably good for like pro skydivers that want to do practicing moves and tricks and all that shit. Like, as you can do choreographed and stuff. Like when
Yeah.
I actually had to go of one in 2007 in Florida, and I found it difficult to stay steady. But when the guy got a hold of us, he was like fucking spinning us round and doing all kinds of fucking mad shit when he had control.
Is this still
So I guess
skydiving?
they can go in, yeah, and do like synchronized swimming type shit.
Right, yeah.
This was in the wind tunnel.
That's exactly what it'll be then. Yeah,
Yeah.
I bet you know what it is. I bet you it's like it's built for that. What you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
and then they've gone right. Let's try and make some extra money as well. Let's open it up to the public for like 15-minute sessions and things like that.
Yeah.
because I guess it would be if you're going skydiving. It's going to be a whole day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
By the time you get out, do everything, it's going to be definitely a whole day's
Have you done a
experience.
skydive?
No.
They're pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, right? So you know when you're falling, you're accelerating, and that's when it's a bit scary because like you're going from naught to whatever terminal
Yeah,
velocity is.
yeah.
Someone's screaming like 290 miles an hour. Well, right, Brian.
Brian, stop it.
So when you're accelerating, it's like fucking rah, but then you settle and it becomes really tranquil because you're not accelerating anymore.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same as like if you go 0 to 70 in your car, it's like meh, but if you're in the
Yeah.
motorway at 70, you just
Yeah.
you don't
You don't
moving
realise
any.
you're even going
You're not
70,
getting pinned to
yeah,
your
yeah.
seat any.
Yeah.
So it's just that exact same thing, and you're just like floating on a little cloud.
Right.
And then
Then you die.
dead.
Yeah, dead.
Dead now.
Dead.
Is this your card?
Dead. Is this your card?
So another thing while I've been in Australia is everyone's been talking about like the sharks and the spiders and the snakes and there's loads of stuff that could kill you. Is it crocodiles?
Crocodiles, everything.
Everything that could crocodile Dundee was here, wasn't it?
Crocodiles,
How could I even question there might be crocodiles?
Yeah.
As if Mick Hogan would lie? Paul Hogan?
Paul
Mick
Hogan.
Dundee.
Mick Dundee, Paul Hogan.
Paul Dundee.
Kai Muggins.
So,
Daniel Cream.
that's not a dunk. This is a dunk. It was a knife on it.
Oh my
That's not a
God.
knife.
Yeah.
This is a knife.
That's not a spoon. That's not a knife. This is
That's not a spoon.
That's not a spoon. This is a spoon.
I do that when in bed with your missus.
I was
That's
thinking-
not a spoon.
No, I was thinking of The Simpsons. You know The Simpsons Australian episode
Yeah.
where they go, "That's not a knife. This is a knife," and he takes out a spoon. And they go, "That's a spoon." I see you've played knifey spoony before.
So, in this country, there are crocodiles, poisonous snakes, poisonous spiders, sharks, donks,
Yeah,
all
box
kinds,
jellyfish.
box jellyfish, all kinds of stuff that can kill you.
Yeah.
Do you know, and this is a fact, because a man told me in a bar,
This will definitely be a fact then.
do you know what the animal is that's killed the most people in Australia?
Mosquito.
Horses.
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 Go on, explain.
I can't. A man told us
Oh,
the bar, then
Jesus
left.
Christ. Oh, God.
Then he just walked away on that
Oh,
bombshell.
you think you're
Nah.
going to get tweets about other stuff? You're
Because,
only going to get tweets about this now.
Because people like the frolic with horses, don't they? They get like thrown off them and trampled off them, and
Frolic,
and,
what a
and sometimes they don't close their fingers when they're feeding it. You know when they say close your fingers when you feed a horse carrots?
Yeah.
It's because you might die. I'm thinking. So horses just can't be right. So I think it's less to do with horses are mass murderers of people. It's just that not that many people are dying because of sharks, spiders, and snakes. I think it's because the statistics are a lot lower than we think. So because of the accidents with the horses, that actually number's higher. But that means it's their fault, the Australians. I mean, if you're Australian and you're listening, it's not your fault. You're still alive. I mean,
I'm still gonna question that horses are the number one killer.
Brian is losing his mind right now.
I'll tell you what. I want tweets in about this.
Yeah.
I want people to tweet me what the number one killer of people in Australia is. Aside from people going, actually, the number one killer of people is actually other people. Fuck off, Brian. I don't want to hear that shit.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't agree. It's horses. I'm gonna say I would say it's something like.
Mosquitoes would be a good shout.
Mosquitoes, yeah, but that's just more of a that's a trick answer because mosquitoes kill so many people.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I don't. So yeah, I guess you're right. Like I mean, spiders. There's never really loads of.
Someone said more people die because of toasters, related injuries than related accidents than sharks.
No, but a toaster is a type of shark.
No, but my response was, if you swim with toasters, you're asking for trouble.
Especially if they're plugged in. It's a nightmare. Don't go into the water with your GHD.
And as well, when you're swimming, just have toast later.
Yeah, you're not supposed to eat before you get in the water.
How much
you're asking for a cramp.
How much are you micromanaging your time if you're making toast when you're swimming?
Somebody said to me earlier on, one of the lads from the house, they asked me, and when I said no, they looked at me like I was the idiot. Have you ever had a toast sandwich?
Yeah.
What's a toast sandwich?
You'll put like, I've done it before where I've made toast and then I've put on like fucking ham and cheese and ketchup and then whatever. But it's much better if you put them in first and then toast it.
Yeah, so
like a toasty.
So that's not a toast sandwich. So you ready for a toast sandwich?
Uh-huh. Slice of toast between two slices of bread.
Exactly.
No,
exactly. That is the right response. That is the right response. Josh and Jane both said that to me.
And they eat that?
And they eat that. They said that's a toast sandwich. And then Jane said, "Oh, sorry, Andrew, you were never a broke student." Oh, and I was like,
want some money?
But I was probably like, that's not a great slam.
Man, I've been
toast inside. Like that's like going.
I've been skint, but not toast sandwich.
That's like somebody going, "Do you want a banana? What's that?" Well, we just puree a banana and inject it into a banana. And then you eat the banana.
Well, it's that as well. Anyway, you haven't been skint before, and like putting it on you. I have been skint where there's been 3 slices of bread. I've ate them as toast or bread.
Yep.
But
it makes no sense.
You know what? Put whatever you want in your mouth. Just don't keep it away from me.
Toast sandwich. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of that before. It's horrific.
Yeah. Fuck. It's got his. Who is it?
Josh and Jane.
I just wanted to know who to ignore for the next month.
Josh Pugh.
Josh Pugh. Toast sandwich.
Josh Pugh. 2016 English Comedian of the Year.
Comedian. Out just living his life.
Eating toast sandwiches.
By choice. Because have you never been a broke student before? He's not a broke student now. He's on sustenance money. He's got to pay a DM or whatever.
I don't think he's eating it now. But he definitely ate it.
Oh, so you didn't catch him in the act?
No.
No. Wow.
I mean, I kind of want to taste a toast sandwich now.
Right, we'll have one after this. Oh man, it's so hard to toast now.
I'm definitely not eating toast sandwich.
So I did something, change the subject a little bit. I did something at a gig. I think I might have told you already what happened, but I'm going to tell you again for the sake of the eavesdroppers.
Go on.
Listen to this. So I'm hosting a gig on a rooftop terrace, and it was such a nice gig as well. It's on a rooftop terrace, which it's daylight at the start of the gig, and over the course of the hour it becomes twilight, and it's dark by the end of it. So it's like a real nice novelty moment. So I'm doing this gig, and this guy comes in late, and he's got like a tracksuit jacket on, he's got a cap on, like sitting off the back of his head and stuff. And I started mocking him as he comes to sit down, and I was like, "Oh, is this what a bogan is? I've heard the word bogan," and I'm pointing at this guy, and he's kind of like looking at us, but not really laughing with everybody else that I'm calling him a bogan.
Yeah.
And so I just like trying to get some stuff out of him, and he's not responding. I'm just trying to like get him in on it so that I'm not picking on him, So it's like part of the thing. And I was asking him if he's a bogan, and then I was like, I can't be scared of bogans in this country because in our country they're chavs. In UK and Europe they're chavs. So I was saying like with a chav, They've got like a hoodie on. They've got a big house on. You don't know how big they are, how bulky they are under there, so they can be quite intimidating.
Yeah.
You don't know if they're concealing a weapon. I was like, chavs and like bogans in this country, they're wearing shorts. You can see their ankles. How can I be like how can I be upset by someone when I can see they're like intimidated by someone if I can see they're so vulnerable?
And even stuff like, how can you be intimidated by a guy who's wearing Bermuda shorts?
Yeah, totally. So I'm just like giving this like riff off the back of him just not giving me anything off calling him bogan and all that, and then I start talking to him again, and he's just staring at his fucking slackjaw, this bogan guy, right? And I'm just like, can you not understand what I'm saying? Because I have got an accent. And he's just looking at us like kind of in bewilderment. And I'm like, look, I have got an accent and it is half me, but it's also half you. Like, you've got to kind of tune into my accent.
Yep.
Everyone else has made the effort to like, oh, this is a new accent. I'm going to just do it. It's like a lot of it's to do with you just hearing it and translating. I'm mocking him for this. And then I just went, leave him alone. And moved on because I was getting fucking nothing out of it.
Yeah.
And then I saw him chatting to the woman he was sat next to, right? And I was just like, oh, have you found your voice? And he just looked at us wide-eyed and went, I'm autistic.
Oh my
and
God.
My whole fucking world crumbled from underneath us because I'd just been fucking slagging this poor autistic boy for 5 minutes, calling him a chav.
Oh.
And I was just like, luckily, everybody else was in the same boat as me. Everyone in the audience just thought, because he looked a bit...
Was this Stephen?
Is
his name Stephen?
I didn't find out his name.
Tall guy?
He was the guy that was in the gig last night.
The guy was in the gig last night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that, so it ended
So
up...
I'll
just wrap this up. It ended up being sweet. Like, everybody knew
he's
that.
a lovely guy,
there was no bad intentions coming from it. He wasn't hurt. And he's I don't know if it's his mum that he's with, but she wasn't hurt. She was, like, laughing at everything, and everyone had, like, been in the same boat as me.
Yeah.
And it was fine. And then I ended up chatting to someone, and he ended up, like, having no fingers off an industrial injury, so I just looked like a cunt, because I'm just, like, slagging off someone who's just lost all his fingers, and then I'd been slagging off. But
Did the guy lose all his fingers or one finger?
Oh, some fingers. The rest of it was all casted and stuff. So like
that guy was in my gig as well.
Was he?
The day before.
Wow.
Yeah, the guy with a full bandage, and he's from Yorkshire.
Yeah, Yorkshire guy. So what did you go with? Because I just went smutty, like, because he lost his job, and I was like, fuck, you've lost
I only asked him afterwards because I was chatting to someone else.
I was like, you've lost your job, you've lost your fingers, you're going to lose your girlfriend because you can't please her anymore.
Oh God! Well,
I
only started chatting to him during the gig because there was a. Of course, I'm not going to leave this alone when I'm doing a gig. There was a first date in who had met through friends. So I was like, oh, how's the first date going? Like, what's the plan for the rest of the night? And they were like, I was like, did you meet like an hour before the gig? And they were like, no, technically the first date started yesterday. And they'd just been on a rollover. So that they had gone into like the 26th, 27th hour kind of thing. So it was like amazing. I was going, well, this is my next 20 minutes. Nothing else is being dealt with here at all. Yeah. And then that guy, Yorkshire guy. So I do a thing where I get the audience to ask questions of a new guy in a relationship. Yeah. And they can ask whatever question they want. So the Yorkshire guy asked one of the questions.
Did he?
Yeah.
What was it?
His was very, how much money do you make?
Straight in. Where I could provide for him.
Yeah. It was hilarious. But then Stephen, you're right. Stephen was in our gigs yesterday. He was in Best of Irish and then Best of British or Best of Edinburgh, I think it was.
Because I love what Ben's did, because he done something where he'd like been singing along, and then Stephen, was it?
Steve Bennett, yeah.
Sorry, the autistic kid.
Stephen was the guy in the audience, right. And it was Steve Bennett who got him to like join in with all the stuff.
Well, when I walked in, right, was it Benzie had him jumping up and down, right? So he's jumping up and down, this kid, and Benzie was just like, you're looking at him like he's weird. You're all the weird ones because you're not jumping up and down, and he got everybody else to jump up and down alongside with him.
Steve had done that so he stood up while I was on, and he was like, oh, I was like, you okay? And he goes, oh, I want to get a drink, and I didn't know because as you say, you can't tell at all. Like, and he was like, I want to get a drink, and I was like, oh, if you want to go get a drink, just go get a drink. That's cool. And then I think his mother or sister was like, no, he doesn't need a drink. It's okay. And I was like, immediately then I went, okay, let's move on now. Because it was like, as you say, everybody knew what was happening, you know. But he was like, he joined in so many times. It was great fun. It was really good.
But I've been on a bit of a roll with that. Like, we're putting my foot in it, because I initially put my foot in it with him, and then I put my foot in it with the finger guy. And then the next gig, I saw a blind guy come in with a stick, so I didn't even look at him. So that's me and him squits.
Oh my God.
Oh, back of the net. But actually the guy was there. I didn't just set myself up for a great joke. It actually happened.
All right.
So we're gonna go to Muggle Corner now.
Okay.
And we're gonna stitch some Muggles up. Now, I'm going to ask you to describe what Muggle is, because we do it all the time. Where we'll get repeat listeners. Everybody knows what a Muggle is, but there might be the odd person that have just tuned in now.
Yeah.
So, Go for it.
Muggle is, I guess, your everyday person who does the same thing that every other person in the world does. Just no standard things, just following the sheep. Sheeple.
And also
Just-
sheeple are
just
like muggles are
walking
people that use words
around.
like sheeple
Just
and mocktail.
even
you know?
sheep, all those things, and just doing everything the same as everybody else.
Yep, it's like low programming, and you find yourself slipping into this low programming every now and again. You'll find yourself doing something muggly, you know, like with previous things in Muggle Corner. I've been like having a photograph frame with "Love, Laugh, Live," and you're a Muggle if you ask the DJ for a song request.
Yeah,
like this is
and if it's not like a funny song request, if you're not taking the piss.
Well, the thing is with Muggle, we're not properly insulting you. Don't get butt hurt if we call you a Muggle.
We do things like
because
this
we
the odd
do
time
this
as well.
shit too. But just know that you did a Muggle thing, and also you can't pass them as well if there's something that you think maybe isn't muggly.
Yeah, like I did a Snapchat the other day, and it was like some art stuff on the side of an apartment block here, and so I posted it up. I mean, look at this art on the side of an apartment block. What is that? And then immediately deleted the next day. I was like, what is that? It's a terrible Snapchat.
Muggle.
Terrible Snapchat.
Right, so I'll go first.
Go on, you go first.
Muggles keep boxes
Boxes.
from the things that they buy.
Oh. Are you muggling yourself off?
I'm standing in the corner for 30 seconds.
Let me tell this story really quickly. So, Kai kept the box from the dictaphone that we record the podcast onto, the box from the microphones that we are using now, and also as we were writing our stuff for the podcast today, he only realised at the end that the sleeve around his notebook wasn't meant to be on the whole time. It was just the selling sleeve.
I've got all the labels on my clothes. I just love packaging. Yeah, so like I've come to Australia where like obviously when you're packing to live for 3 months somewhere else, space is key.
Space is key.
Space is key. And I've put in a full box with me shit.
Oh my God.
But like that, people do keep the boxes. That was just an oversight for me. I got it as a gift just before I left, and I put it straight in my luggage. I hadn't opened it yet.
But then you even said a silly thing where you were like, when we were like trying to sort out the tech difficulties today, you were like, oh, should have kept the box. Now I'm never going to be able to figure out the microphones. I was like, well, just Google it. That's how it works. We had the answer in 10 seconds.
You don't even need the manual no more.
Didn't even need the manual.
So like people do that. Like people will like. I think even my mum and dad do actually, the Muggle cunts. And, like you'll see like the box from the kettle.
Yeah.
Like weeks after they've bought a new kettle
Like
months, and
the
they keep
odd
they keep it.
time I'll keep a box if it's like shoe boxes. You keep those because they're good for like storage and stuff. You know what I mean? They're a good shape.
Biscuit tins.
Yeah, exactly. That type of shape. You know what I mean? Like that square rectangle. Like you can put shit in it, store it away. But yeah, boxes that are very specific.
I guess if you're keeping it for storage,
For
that's
some-
it.
for a
you know,
reason.
I mean, I'm gonna send out an apology to Linda and Kevin Humphries because I think they just use like stuff like that to keep their Christmas lights in.
Yeah, well,
You know.
and that's fair. If you're keeping it and using it, fair enough.
Yeah.
If you're keeping it because you know what some people keep it for, they keep it and they go, well, in case I have to return it. That's not your receipt. That's not. You don't have to return it in the whole packaging. You just return the product.
Do you not?
No.
Because I thought you did. You had to have the full packaging, like, you know. So I've always got I'm muggly if it comes to, like, say if I've got a new PlayStation.
Yeah.
The box is going to be there for a little while before it hits the tip.
Right.
Because I think if it spazzes out, I thought my warranty relied on it.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you've got it for, like, your iron or your kettle or...
Well, it's like things like
Get
like
away.
whenever you return, say you return a jumper or a shirt or something like that, and you always feel like you have to return it in the same bag from the shop that you bought it at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if it's like a H&M or something, you feel like
You don't want to walk in with
you don't want to walk in
Primark bag.
But now I do. Like on purpose, I'll walk in like with a Topshop bag and then take a H&M thing out. Go, I bought this here because you see them going. They're ready to go. It's actually a Topshop bag. Like they're ready to say you're wrong straight away.
Yeah.
That's what I like to do. That's how I
You
get the
don't
man.
give a fuck.
I don't care, man.
You eat Big Macs and Burger King.
Well, I'll tell you the funny thing is, I'm not even returning the top. It's a lettuce.
That's about sure you bought it from here.
It's a head of cabbage. That's a half.
If you keep the boxes,
Because I think some people will keep them for reasons. But if you're saying just to keep them,
you know,
then it's not a thing.
I always find it difficult throwing out from tech. You know, when I got my new iPhone, and I've kept my iPhone box every time. I don't use it for storage. It's just my iPhone box.
Do you know why you keep
Fuck am I keeping that for?
But you know why you keep the iPhone box is because it still has in the bottom part of it. It has the connect, like
little
the
thing to take
adapter.
your SIM out.
It has the key thing. Yeah, there's bits in that.
Yeah, keep them.
And it's small enough
Yeah.
They're tiny. You know what I mean? That's not it's not an Xbox box.
You know what?
I mean?
I say just throw it out.
Well, here's a funny thing.
My girlfriend Natalie, went through a little spell.
Oh, she did it last week. Yeah.
She threw out anything that didn't bring her joy.
Yeah.
And she was fucking cold blooded.
And here you are in Australia.
Yeah.
Huh? Bit of banter, boys. Bit of banter for the boys.
I didn't even notice that. I'm just happily in Australia, not realising that I'm part of a clear out.
So you had to check in like 6 black bin bags of clothes going, why are we going to Australia, boys?
I just happily did it. Didn't even realise I'd been evicted.
Steve Bennett, though, actually, Steve, one of the guys we were living with, who was doing shows, he bought an Xbox yesterday off somebody over here, a second-hand Xbox, and it's in the original box.
Is it?
Yeah.
So it's for selling it on.
And it's a 360. So
it's for selling it on.
I don't know. Maybe.
You're going to get way more for your Xbox if it's got the box.
If it's still got the box.
Why though?
Well, not way more. It was only $90 for an Xbox and 9 games.
That would have only been 5p if it didn't have the box.
You would have to give Steve money to take it away.
Exchange because 5p over here is about 2.5 cents. So. Yeah,
you went the wrong way.
You screwed yourself out at $89.
You've ruined your money. I'm going to say, I agree. Yeah. There's no need for boxes.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Throw out anything that doesn't bring you joy. Go do that now. Pause the podcast. Go do it. The fact you can listen to the podcast while you're doing it.
I seriously don't think you know how podcasts work. So this is mine. Muggles watch the red carpet of the Oscars on TV.
Yeah, I always forget people watch that.
It's horrific.
What channel is it on?
I don't even.
Because it's such a non-entity for me.
Sky or E. It's on Sky or E. One of those, right?
I'll kind of be aware it's happening because there'll be like photographs and then there'll be like stories.
And people tweet about it constantly. Oh my God.
Tweets somewhere where it goes on.
Oh, Jennifer Lawrence,
event, is that not like a long old night of
5 hours or something like that? 5 hours or something like that. Yeah,
it's televised.
It's televised and it's on. It's definitely on. I don't know if it's on Sky because Sky shows the Oscars. But I think it's on. It's definitely on E because that's their bag. That's what they do. Yeah. But yeah, so many people watch that and they're like, "Oh, doesn't Jennifer Lawrence looks fantastic? Oh, Bradley Cooper's amazing. He's have to bring in his mother again."
Who's she wearing?
Yeah, stuff like that. That's not a. There's no need to watch stuff like that anymore because the next day there'll be
version.
4 viral videos and that's all you needed to see.
Well. Is it not like people? I don't know if they still do. I don't know if there's still a channel, but people used to watch Big Brother on 24 hours.
Yeah.
Just as if they were like, "Come on, something happened." But they're going to patch it together.
They're going to patch it together anyway. Yeah.
But I mean, where do you draw the line with that? Do you just go, well, some people watch the full match when you could just watch the highlights?
Yeah, but I guess the problem with do you know what it's like? It's like watching Liverpool v Man United warming up and then not watching the game.
Yeah. And like watching the pitch at half time.
Yeah.
Instead of watching the highlights of what happened.
It's like do you know what it is? It's because nothing ever happens different. It's the same. They ask the same questions. They ask what it was like to be in the movie. They ask what it was like to work with that actor. And that's what the warm up is for football. They do the same drills. Yeah. They practice. They get ready. Whereas in a game, anything can happen. In the Oscars, anything can happen. So it's annoying to me.
It's just people turning up.
Yeah.
You're watching people
arriving. You're watching people arriving. Turning up. Imagine going to dinner going, "Oh, the restaurant was amazing. What was the best part? I arrived. I didn't eat. Yeah. But the arrival was impeccable."
The other customers got out the cab. Made the way over.
If I was going to the Oscars, I would 100% get an Uber there.
Right, a rickshaw.
Surge pricing.
Just one of those bicycle rickshaw guys. That overcharged the fuck. Right, get in the corner if you watch the full red carpet. This is Natalie's suggestion. I don't feel it so much, but this puts you in the corner bigger than anything.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Natalie was like, "Oh, Muggles." She's sick of people like upon meeting her, like in a social situation, asking what she does as a job, like asking what she does for a living.
Right.
And she just thinks it's just so like base level conversation that like she's not at work now. Someone will just go, "Oh, so what's your job?" And I've seen it before when people are like, "Oh, what do you do then?" And you can see her just almost count to 10 in her head.
Yeah.
Like, I work in HR as an employment law professional or whatever.
Yeah.
She gets to the point, but she's like, "Why am I talking about my job?
Yeah.
Social situation. Why have you turned the conversation to this so soon?"
Yeah. I definitely ask people
Because you do
what they do.
The reason I put this on you is because as a compare, you do it for humour. You do it so that you can you can tie it into your routines.
But I do that in normal conversation as well. But what I've started doing is, not if I started doing, but I've realised that I don't even. It's not a thing until I've met the person 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anymore.
Well, you know what I'm really loving about I've been going to the MMA gym and doing like Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu and stuff. Everybody you talk to, you're talking about the sport, and you've got something in common straight away, and we're talking about that shit. So yeah, external life doesn't really come into it. There's no like mundane questions or like ice breaking of getting to know each other like that. You're just talking about something, and then when
you're talking about something you know you're already interested in yourself.
And then when it comes up, like so someone just went, "Oh, are you coming to Jiu-Jitsu tonight as well?" And then I went, "No, I've got to go to work." And he's like, "So what is it you're doing?" And it come up organically.
Yeah.
And it was nice, and because it come up organically, I'd already like built a relationship with this person and built a little bit of a rapport with them before I start like using my job as my identity.
Yeah, I have that with my football team. So I play the 5-a-side team I play with, and like we play every week, and then only after like maybe 6 months, and a couple of them knew I was a comic, and then after 6 months, one guy was like, "Saw you on those ads on TV. It was amazing." Blah, blah. And so you're like, they would have been going, "Oh, that's one of the lads we play football with," rather than, "Oh, that's a comedian who I happen to play football with."
Yeah, that's right. And it's funny with our job as well. Like I do need to be asked what I do. I can't just present it. I find it really weird, like producing that information.
Yeah.
It's really weird just slipping it into conversation.
Well, I do 5 minutes at the top. Of every conversation.
And as well.
I heard somebody ask last night. Somebody, a partner of a comedian, what non-comedy thing do you do? Which I think is a really bad thing to say, isn't it?
As if you've got another job.
Yeah, because I obviously do, but it's almost like looking down on. Like, what non-comedy thing do you do?
So you know what I mean? You do have another job.
No, somebody asked somebody last night. I heard somebody ask a girlfriend of somebody that last night.
Yeah.
Out at a bar. I heard somebody go, "What non-comedy thing do you do?"
To a non-comedian.
To a non-comedian. Yeah. So it was just that, like, we're all in comedy. What do you do?
What do you do in the real world?
Yeah,
like almost putting themselves on this little fucking snow globe.
It's so weird. It's so strange.
Yeah. I try and keep the fact I'm a comedian to myself for a little while, and like I say, like build a rapport with the person before they ever know, because they will switch a little bit. So you're chatting to someone, and then all of a sudden they're like kind of looking to you for humour, and you're just
looking to you for humour. They're a little bit more wary that they're going to be used in something.
Yeah.
They're definitely a little more cagey. 50% of them minimum will say, "Tell me something funny."
And it's always nice as well if you've been chatting to them for a bit first, or you've known them a bit, and then they say something funny, and you're like, I've been making you laugh in the conversation. I've seen you laughing. Like,
I just take money out of their pocket.
Yeah, I'm going to invoice you now.
I go, and I'm gonna pre-invoice you for all the times I made you laugh. Yeah, totally. I wouldn't even say just what do you do. I mean, it's almost like
what do you do as well?
Inane chit chat almost. That's almost like within the first couple of questions going, "Do you have many brothers and sisters?" It's none of your business. It's none of your business. We're doing Jaeger bombs.
In the what do you do implies that that's your role in the world, and I know people do spend a lot of time at that job, but that's not always your identity.
No, not at all.
What do you do? If someone asks what you do, you're just like, I like playing football, and just start like, I read books. And
actually, that's a better way of answering. If somebody asks you from now on, what do you do? You tell them your hobbies.
Yeah.
You tell them stuff you want and you enjoy talking about.
Yeah.
Unless you're a comedian, then you will tell them you're a comedian.
See, what do you do? I go to Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai. You're a fighter? Oh, no. I just train. That pays? No. What are you talking about? That's what I do. Like, why? If you want to know what I get paid for, then ask that question.
Yeah. What do you mean? What do I do? I go to parties. I talk to people like you.
Yeah. I try to fucking escape muggles that are chatting to us.
That's a good one. I tell you what. That's a good recommendation by Natalie. And I mean, that's ever since you left her, she's really coming on. We're writing.
She just texts us to make sure I'm okay after she's evicted us.
Definitely in the corner. Let me see. Muggles post obligatory airport pint pictures.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yes.
Ugh. And they even say, like they're trying to be ironic, obligatory pint picture. Ooh. Then it's like, then they check themselves in at where they're going to. You're not there yet. That's not how it works. You know, you're still in Newcastle Airport having a pint of Nuki Brown Ale.
Flying to Alicante.
Don't check yourself in the grease. I hate it.
Yeah, there's something about that, like, because that is as well, because I mean, I'm Muggle Corner. I'm sure I've done it. I think I've done it on a train where I've
definitely done it once. I did it once at least, I know.
I've been getting the train, like, I think it was where all of you guys were already somewhere having a drink, and I'm on the train and I'm having a beer on the train, and I'll post the picture of me having my beer as I'm on my way to you. It's the same kind of thing.
That's kind of, I guess that, I'm not making excuses for you, because of course I will take any opportunity to slag anybody, I know. But that's more different, because it's almost like we would have definitely posted already, Kylie's not here. So it would have been like more of a reaction thing, or
like, I'm on my way.
Yeah. Rather than you,
the wheels are in motion.
Rather than what you're saying is, if you'd done this, if you just put a picture of you with a can on a train going on the way to a night out. Yeah. And obviously you wouldn't have done that.
It's muggly.
Yeah. But I've definitely done it. I did it once when I was going to America once. I did a pint of Guinness at the gate with the ticket. Guinness on the ticket. Oh.
Yeah. It's because people will do it mainly if it's like a Wednesday afternoon.
Yeah.
And it's some way where you wouldn't normally be.
Well, see, I did it before it was popular.
Did you know?
I made it
it's your fault. You're the muggle whisperer.
Muggle whisperer.
Just followed your lead.
Why don't you do this thing?
It's really cool.
Yeah.
Right. So that's in the corner. So it's my last one now.
Go on.
I've wrote 4. I don't know why. I'm going to pick one of them and save the other one. Right. I think this is a muggle corner, but it's something that I really want to do, and I wish it wasn't muggly so I could do it.
Go on.
Muggles wear bum bags. Up in America, fanny pack.
I don't think they do.
There's such a, mate, you know when you see like a family at like Disneyland or whatever, and the dad's got a bum bag on, he's a proper muggle dad.
Yeah, but that's definitely still like... It's still like really standout.
Like everyone's at the gym, and then all of a sudden this fucking muggle walks through the door with his fucking bum bag on. It's like he's got a fucking one of these Mr. Motivator, the daft cunt.
I mean, I think that's way more standout. I think you notice it way more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's still like...
You'd see like a funny old flatmate's walking in with a bum bag right now, you wouldn't look at him going, fucking muggle.
Of course I would. He'd be eating a fucking toast sandwich.
Yeah, just getting it out of his bum bag. One for later.
I think it's really ridiculous and really maybe geeky
it's
and nerdy.
Not ridiculous. It's so
it makes
fucking
perfect
cool.
sense.
It makes so much sense because I would love one just to put my phone charger in, me toothbrush, me lint roller.
Wait, have you seen the me lint roller? Have you seen the alternative one now, which is like it goes over your shoulder? Like a wrestling belt.
Like a kind of knapsack.
It's kind of like a flattened one. But it's essentially like just a flattened out bum bag in a different place. And that seems to be more fashionably accessible.
That's all right.
Yeah.
So it's fine to have your charger and stuff in there on this
on your
chest.
chest.
Because you're wearing it like
but not on your cock.
Because you're wearing it like an ammo belt.
Yeah.
So that I don't know. I just love to have one. I keep my panini stickers in it. Keep your swapsies in there in case I put anyone with pogs.
Yeah, well, you got to get yourself ready. You don't want to be like... Got
to keep a spare pair of shoelaces.
You don't want to go into a pog battle without your pogs on you.
Nah.
I mean, then you're just going to lose everything.
So if you had a bum bag right now, right, you're going to a gig, what would you keep in your bum bag?
In my bum bag, phone.
Yeah.
Wallet. Because you don't need to put your wallet in your pocket.
Basics.
Just basics.
So you just put your basics in.
Orange,
you
apple.
don't have like little auxiliary items that you're like, look, I've got orange and apple.
Orange and
apple. Fruit in.
Yeah, put some fruit in. Yeah. But then for auxiliary stuff, I'd have a bum bag on the back as well. Front and back. 2 bum bags.
Why is it not called why do you not wear it on the back? Are you meant to? Because it's called a bum bag.
Yeah.
Including the title.
Bum bag, yeah.
This is anarchy. Should we call it a cock bag? Or a fanny bag? Or just genitals bag?
Because it's a fanny pack, isn't it? In America.
Because that's what your bum's called in America.
I think it used to be on the back. I think people used to wear it reversed, like the other way around.
But then they kept getting robbed on escalators. I'm sick of this shit. As well, but like it's a bum bag. You wear it on the front glove box. You don't use for gloves. You never wear a cloakroom. You go to the cloakroom with a cloak.
Yeah.
You don't rest in a restroom.
Yeah.
You have a bath in a bathroom. Oh, you do.
Oh my god. I think you.
That's making a good point, really.
Oh man, Brian!
You don't brush your teeth with a toothbrush.
Brian was sitting there going, "Well, I've no complaints with this sentence." Oh, there we go. There it is. Yeah, I think you're right. I like as much as I said, not everybody does it. I think you're right, though. It is very muggly. I think it's coming back as well, which is making it more muggly.
Oh yeah, that make it more muggly.
You know?
If like people are just like following the herd.
Yeah.
But man, it would be so useful.
Why don't you just get one?
I'll get like a little toolkit, put that in there, Swiss Army knife.
Why don't you just get one? You can do it. I believe in you. You're over in Australia. Nobody's even going to see you here.
I'm going to get one.
All right. In the corner.
I'm going to get a bum bag, but then I'm going to stand in the corner and look at all my stuff.
This is my last one. Muggles talk about doing dry January every day.
Do you know what? Danny and Eric just brought that up in the last one.
No, they did not.
They did. They really did. Yeah, I listened to it today.
That is funny.
But let's discuss it. Try January.
Oh my god!
Because they ended up like kind of reverting to New Year's resolutions and stuff.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it's New Year's resolutions. They're kind of one that's like, I tell you what, New Year's resolutions. People say at the start, "This is going to be my New Year's resolution." Then you don't hear about that New Year's resolution for 3 months, or you don't hear about it again if they've given it up, or you hear at the end of the year, "This is my New Year's resolution. This is how I did." But dry January is 1 month, and they don't shut up about it every day. Still dry January. Oh, I got so much done today. Oh my god, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, and then February comes and they just piss heads again.
Yeah, what's the point then? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how little restraint do you have that you have to allocate that amount of days off? Like, you know, just instead just have 2 beers on a Tuesday.
I was probably mocking the dry January thing by posting pictures of me beer.
Yeah.
I was with Ricketts and I was just like, same me.
Yeah.
Just like, fuck off for that.
Was your
bullshit.
Marcus O'Leary did a Snapchat the other day? I showed you this, and Marcus O'Leary's a DJ, a chef, comedian in Dublin, and he did a post the other day which is like, dry January's going really well, and then I had to repost with that picture going, I've drank with this man 3 times this year.
Yeah.
Like,
you're doing it because you think people are going to agree. Like, oh yeah, man, you've got so much resolve.
I was like, I was only in the country for 9 days, and I drank with you for 3 of them.
So because that's a repeat one, let's just quickly. Have we got time? Yeah, it's 5 minutes left, so we'll do the dad jokes.
Do it.
Just so there's a fresh one on for the listeners. People turn the telly off at the wall.
Oh God, that's annoying.
Oh, the microwave off at the wall. Ricketts' house.
Oh my God.
His microwave turns off. Like,
When people turn stuff off at the wall, and then they go, well, it's actually, somebody said to me once, they go, when your telly's on standby, it actually uses more power than if you've got the TV on. I was like, how do you think that makes any sense?
Yeah.
How do you think it makes any sense at all?
Are you trying to piss Brian off?
Oh my God. Do you think if you lick a sandwich, it's more calories than if you eat the sandwich? Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, that annoys me so much.
Yeah, I just think like when you sit down and use the remote, the whole point of being a remote is that it's remote.
Yeah.
And then you have to go up like it's the fucking 1500s.
That's what it is.
And turn it on at the wall.
It's a throwback to people not understanding electricity. Like it's magic. It makes no sense. I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that so much. And then people will also go, it's in case there might be a fire. Yeah, but there might be a fire anyway. Like it's very unlikely it's going to come from that.
I just everything's got its own standby mode now. You don't need to turn shit off at the wall.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Fucking what about that fridge?
I better eat all that food because we're turning the fridge on for an hour.
Every time you get to bed, every time you leave
Every
it.
time you go to bed, there's just puddles every morning. I can't work it out. Yeah, definitely in the corner.
Right.
That's a good one.
So let's wrap this up with our favourite game, your dad jokes.
I'm going to try and... my writing is so terrible. Hopefully I can read them properly.
That's on your iPhone notes.
Don't
I've done that
try and
before.
Kai Humphries me.
I've done that before. I think the listeners have heard about us doing that before. So. Are you waiting for me?
No, I thought you were going first.
Oh man, let's do it.
You're the host with the most.
Your dad didn't like it when there was a toy in his cereal. He preferred to collect the tokens and then send off for the toy.
Your dad would never have to re-record a podcast, as he would always do tests for all the equipment beforehand twice.
Fuck. I wish I was his son. I wish he was my real dad. Your dad Sky Pluses movies so that he can fast forward through the film and watch all the adverts.
You know, it's funny. This was going to be one of my last ones, but because of what you just said, I'll put it in now. Your dad was certain he wasn't your dad, but rather than get a paternity test, he decided to raise you anyway instead of creating a fuss.
That's why I'm shit with podcasts. We can't even guarantee this one's going to work. I'm checking the battery on it because if the battery runs out, it will lose everything we record. Your dad has been emailing back and forth with a Nigerian prince, and he's just sent £3,000 for the legal fees so they can release his $10 million.
That's fair enough. That sounds like the right percentage.
It's a bong.
Your dad swipes right on all the girls on Tinder just to be polite.
Your dad takes off his wedding ring for the school run in case he bumps into any yummy mummies.
Your dad's favourite fizzy drink is caffeine-free Diet Coke.
Your dad puts a newspaper down on the kitchen floor and kills out a shit when your mum's hogging the bathroom.
God. Your dad is so convinced that NutriBullets are a healthy way to eat food that he blends whole pizzas to drink.
He misses the point that you got to put nutritious food in.
Full pizza smoothie.
Your dad was one of the blokes in the viral video where that girl in Muggle sucked all those dicks, but she didn't suck his dick because she's got standards. He just stood there with it out.
Just filming.
She was like, no, mate. No, mate, I'm not a slut.
I'd never go 59 cocks. Your dad saves up all the nuts and bolts left over from IKEA furniture building just in case.
I think he probably does.
Puts them in a drawer.
They're in a biscuit
Puts them in a storage box.
They're in a shoebox. They're in his kettle.
In a kettle box.
No, in his kettle. What's this say? Your dad wears his tie really short with a massive knot like he did in school, but for weddings and funerals. And it's still his school tie.
Your dad only gets a 6-inch sub in Subway.
Andy. You get a foot long.
Everybody gets a foot long.
This one. Can I just have a slice of bread in that, please? No other fillings, just a slice of toast.
Yeah, just toast it in the bread.
Put
toast in the bread.
Are you sure no one does this? No. Apparently everyone does it. I'm the mug. Your dad sneaks into massage parlours, sedates the masseuse with a chloroform rag, and then massages our clients.
Your dad has soya milk on his cereal.
So do you.
No, don't.
You just had some in your tea.
Normal milk.
You don't have milky, are you?
No, it's just normal milk.
I
I'm not a
didn't know you were
milky. What's a milky?
Like a
Someone who
vegan?
drinks milk.
Are you a vegan that milks cows?
A vegan that milks cows.
Aye.
What are you talking
You're a vegan that drinks milk?
A vegetarian that drinks milk, yeah.
Oh, vegetarians can
Yeah,
drink milk.
vegans don't drink milk.
Oh.
Thanks for ruining that, though.
That's so confusing.
Jeez, stepping all over my punchline. Come on.
Oh. It's so sensitive.
I'm a vegetarian.
That fucking lack of good food you're getting makes you fucking antsy. Let's have a steak. Your dad doesn't have a mattress, he just lies on the wooden lat.
Your dad watches movies with the subtitles on. English ones.
Every time your dad has a wank, he stops just before coming, slaps himself in the face and shouts, "Naughty boy!" and then leaves Nando's.
Oh, God. The old switcheroo.
And then I got off the bus.
Yeah. Your dad lost his virginity to someone he really cared about. Such a loser.
So that's the end of Muggins' first podcast without cream. And
Yeah.
with one sugar.
Yeah, one sugar.
Muggins no cream, one sugar.
Muggins cream, one sugar.
On our anniversary as well.
On our
Facebook anniversary.
On our anniversary.
So we are in Australia, and I know people listen to this in Australia.
Yep.
So we're going to be in a city near you, either now or coming soon.
Yeah, Perth, Adelaide, Melbourne.
So we're in Perth right now. Both Andrew Stanley is the name of the guest, and he will be on
Best of Irish during the whole Fringe World, and then a solo show at the end in Black Flamingo is the name of the venue in the Pleasure Gardens for from Valentine's Day, Tuesday the 14th to February 19th.
Sweet. And
Yeah.
I'll be on in Perth in Best of British at 9:15 in the Court Hotel.
Yep.
And then I will be on at 5:45 on my solo show on intermittent days. Go on the Fringe World website and find out the days that I'm on. It's every other day.
And I think more than likely as well, we're going to be on the same shows in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're being brought
Yeah,
out by the
that's
same
right.
guy. Yeah, so we'll be doing shows together in Melbourne.
So we're in Adelaide next. So we're here for 4 weeks, then Adelaide for 4 weeks, and then we're going to be in Melbourne for 4 weeks. But we'll have more podcasts. Look it all up. If you're in Australia, the chances are we're going to be passed through. So,
Well, no, not really. It's huge.
well, it's big.
Yeah, we're going to be in 3
Oh
cities.
yeah, I'm not going to gig at Ayers Rock.
Yeah, we're not going to
Yeah,
walk down. Yeah.
I just think we're hitting some of the main spots.
Listen, apologies to people who live in Ayers Rock. We're not going to be there.
Or Sydney,
Or
Brisbane,
Or, yeah, in fact,
Canberra,
tons of places.
the capital.
I'll be honest. It's likely you won't see us.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
But if we're in
Just
your
drive to Perth if you're in Sydney. So there's that, and also you can buy my solo shows off my website www.kaihumphries.com. So that's a plug for that as well.
Good plug.
It's a good plug, isn't it?
Loved it. My favourite plug.
Really great shows. Best show I've ever watched.
Best plug I've ever plugged.
You didn't plug it?
Plug.
He's just saying plug now until it's not a word.
Plug.
Right, plug your ears. There's nothing left to hear. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been Muggins and Sugar. No cream.